All right, you guys, 10-6 is all about the volume of prisms and cylinders. Now remember, in class we talked about prisms and cylinders being extremely similar. The reason why, they have two bases, okay? The only difference is that a cylinder, the base is always going to be a circle. So if I want to find the volume of a solid, it's simply just the number of cubic units, so little squares that can fit inside each container. So if I wanted to find the volume of this rectangular prism, I want to know how many could fit across this way, and then they'd have to fit across this way as well, and this way. So the volume is going to have to be length times your width times your height. Now in this case, that's going to be the area of the base, that's length times width, times the height of the solid. If it's a cube, of course, remember each side's going to be the same. So that's length times width times height, side times side times side, which is just side cubed. If you can remember this one, it's kind of like a little trick. So yeah, if you remember, area, always square units, so surface area is going to be square units, lateral area. Volume is going to be cubic units because we have that third dimension. So we just talked about this. The volume for any prism, right, prism is going to be the area of the base times the height of the solid. So if I want to find the volume of this to the nearest tenth, this is a prism, so volume equals area of the base times the height of the solid. Here is the base right here, 13 by 3 rectangle. So that's 13 by 3. The area of the base is going to give you 39. And then the height of the solid is going to give you 5. If I multiply these together, my volume is 195. Now don't forget, volume is always cubic units. So this is going to be centimeters cubed. All right, next one, it's ask you to find the volume again. However, the base is not something nice and neat. Your base is actually a hexagon here. So starting out, volume is area of the base times the height. Let's take a look at the base. The base is going to be a hexagon. To find the area of that base, it's going to be 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Well, each side is 9. So right away, I know that my perimeter is going to be 9 times 6, which is 54. I have to find the apothem. So here we go. We have 360 divided by the number of sides, which is going to be 60, and divide that by 2. I have a 30, 60, 90 here. So if this is 4.5, this is going to be 4.5 square roots of 3. So that goes here, 4.5 square roots of 3. So if I type all of that into my calculator or work with it, the area of the base is 486 square roots of 3. The height of my solid is 12. And now you can leave it with your radical, so it's 5,832 square roots of 3 feet cubed. Or if you wanted to multiply it through, round it to the nearest 10, it's going to be about 10,101.3 feet cubed. I will accept either or. All right, so the next one says a swimming pool is a rectangular prism. I want you to estimate the volume of water in the pool when it's completely full. Then I'm going to tell you a gallon is about 0.134 feet cubed. The density of the water is 8.33 pounds per gallon. I want you to estimate the weight in pounds. Okay, so first things first, we have to find the volume, right? The volume is going to give me feet cubed. So volume is area of the base times the height of the solid. So that's 25 times 15 times 9. That gives me 3,375 feet cubed. Okay? Now, we're talking about gallons here. We need to go into gallons in order to figure out our weight. Okay? So 1 gallon is 0.134 feet cubed. So I'm going to start with 3,375 feet cubed, and I'm going to make my conversion. To cancel out the feet cubed here, I need feet cubed on the bottom. This is my conversion. 0.134 feet cubed represents 1 gallon. So these will cancel, leaving me with my units that I'd like. Excuse me, you guys. My goodness. So if you take this and divide it by 0.134, gives you about 25,186.6 gallons. So that's our volume in gallons. Now, if it's 8.33 pounds per gallon, you just multiply this by 8.33. The weight of all of that water, holy cow, 209,804.4 pounds. Crazy. Okay, so just like we said, like a prism, the volume formula is going to be very similar to the cylinder when it comes to prisms and cylinders here, okay? So the volume for the prism was area of the base times the height. Well, a cylinder, the base is a circle, so it's got to be pi r squared for the area of the base, and then it's still times the height of your solid. So it's no different, it's just always going to be a circle here. First example, they want you to find the volume of a cylinder with a base area of 121 pi and a height equal to twice the radius. Well, let's take a look. My volume, oops, I need the pen. My volume is pi r squared times the height. I got to find my radius. The only thing that they give me is that the base area is 121 pi. Well, remember, the area is pi r squared. So if this is 121 pi equals pi r squared, please use this formula to find your radius and then come back. All right, so I plugged it in, divided by pi, and then I took the square root because it's the radius squared. So my radius is 11. Now it says the height is equal to twice the radius. So we now also know that the height is 22. You have your radius, you have your height. I would like for you to please find the volume in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. All right, so plugging this in, you guys, our radius is 11, the height is 22. So if you just take 11 squared times 22, you get 2,662 pi. If you multiply the pi through, you get 8,362.9. Either way, cubic centimeters, we're good to go. All right, so the next example says the length, width, and the height are all doubled. What do you think the effect is going to have on the volume? Well, let's see here. The effect it has on area is it gets squared, area squared. So my guess would be because volume is cubed, it'll probably take whatever this is, 2 times 2, and then cube it. But we're going to see. Volume is the area of the base times the height. So if I just do my original one, the area of the base, 4 by 3 by 1.5, my volume is 18 feet cubed. If I double everything, that makes this 8, 6, and 3. So my next volume, area of the base times the height, 8 by 6 by 3, gives me 144 feet cubed. Clearly this is not doubled. If I go 18 multiplied by 2, I don't get 144. What's going to happen is the volume will be multiplied by not just 2, but 2 cubed. Volume, think cubed. So my volume gets multiplied by 8. And of course, what would a set of notes be without a wonderful composite figure, right? Now, unlike surface area, volume, think we're filling up with water, so we don't have to subtract anything. You're going to take both volumes and you're going to add them together. So please find the volume of the triangular prism, and then please find the volume of the rectangular prism, and then we're going to add these together, and we're going to find the volume of the composite figure. So pause it, find these two volumes, and then we'll come back. All right, so first things first, you have to find the area of the base. In the triangular prism, the base is a triangle, so you'll have to do base times height over 2. Now this is an equilateral triangle, so it's a 30, 60, 90. So the height's actually 4 square roots of 3. So 1/2 times 8 times 4 square roots of 3 gives you 16 square roots of 3. Then if I tip this over so it's on its base, the height is actually going to be 4. So the area for my triangular prism is, 64 square roots of 3. Now for the rectangular prism it was easier because it's just 8 times 4 times 5, which gives me 160. So composite figure means add them all up, you get 270.9 centimeters cubed. We will work more with this in class. I need you to write down your questions so that you remember them, and we'll talk tomorrow. Have a good night, you guys.